What is up, everybody? My name is Kelvin, and today we're going to be going over 5 essential tips to keep in mind when doing your taxes for 2024. Tip number one is going to be a reminder of the three most common forms that you'll probably get. That's going to be the 1099B as in Bravo, or the 1099D as in Delta, or the 1099 INT form. These forms look very identical, but they are very different, and they are each treated and taxed differently by the IRS. So you don't want to overlook these documents. If you haven't gotten them, check your trading app, check Robinhood, check TD Ameritrade, check Fidelity. They should have instructions on how to obtain those documents, and they're very easy to get. Tip number two is going to be about the actual amount of money that you made in the stock market. For example, if you bought shares of Microsoft for $100 and then you sold those same shares 6 months later for $200 a share, you made $100, and the IRS recognizes that as capital gain. With that being said, it's also important to note that if you sold Microsoft shares for $50, but you sold it at but you purchased Microsoft shares at 100 and you sold it at $50 a share, you lost $50. And when you lose money in the stock market, the IRS will let you deduct that, so you get a tax break. But if you actually made money on it, then it's taxed. Tip number three is going to be all about how long you actually kept the investment for. The IRS says that any transactions that were less than a year are considered short-term transactions. What that means is that if you purchase shares in Apple on January 1st, 2023, and then you sold those same shares June 1st, 2023 of the same year, you are going to be taxed at a short-term capital gains tax rate because it's less than a year. And generally, it's more expensive, or you pay more taxes on a short-term transaction than compared to shares that you bought on January 2023 and then sold and 2 years later in January 2025. That's a long-term transaction, and that's going to be treated a little bit more favorably. You won't pay as much taxes on that compared to selling it in less than a year. Tip number four is going to be about dividends. Dividends is another great way to build wealth, and they are sometimes overlooked, but sometimes you'll buy a share in certain companies, and just for holding their share, they'll pay you a dividend. They'll give you maybe a percentage, or maybe they'll pay you like $5 a share or something like that. And then if it's not every month that they pay you on that, then it'll be every 3 months. So it's another form of investment that you are taxed on, and you want to make sure that you have that document once tax season is here. And then tip number five is going to be all about interest income. You'll receive this income on the form 1099 INT. Sometimes if you make an investment in a CD, or if you have a savings account with your bank, you'll receive interest for keeping that money there, and that's also taxable as well. And there you guys have it. That's 5 essential tips to keep in mind if you're doing taxes for 2024, or if you have any questions about how you're taxed in the stock market. That's kind of a general foundation. There's still a little bit more that you really want to keep in mind. Just depends on the situation. So if you guys have any questions about this upcoming tax season, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. But anyways, best of luck to all of you.